Mary's Medicinals.
To us, it's simply black and white.
They've got this cannabis thing down to a science. Best known as the developer and exclusive distributor of the award-winning transdermal cannabis patch, Mary's Medicinals creates cannabis-based products including transdermal gels, topical compounds, and high bioavailability capsules. As part of its commitment to advancing the science around cannabis,
Mary's has introduced Mary's Journal,
the first mobile app designed to help patients track and balance the use of cannabis medicine.
It's revolutionary. You can get your Mary's Medicinals at Evergreen Apothecary,
or go to marysmedicinals.com to find a dispensary near you.
Mary's Journal. If you're going to take care of anybody that needs this medication or you need this medication yourself, you need to download it. It'll give you different times that you can schedule for your medication. It's a fully integrated app that tracks your results.
It's like all over me.
I love it, but I know what you mean.
All right, Music Buzz Live Radio. That was the famous Mary's Medicinal commercial starring our own Chad Drew.
That's right. That is, they're in the process of going through so much right now that we've been trying to keep up with some of the changes and everything because they just keep introducing some of the coolest stuff ever. And so we will be having a new commercial coming out for Mary's. I can't wait because I kind of feel like a tard in that commercial. But
A tard.
Yeah, dude.
Is that the politically correct way to say
Yeah,
it?
I don't think that's the best way to say it, but I think it describes it. You know what I mean? So.
All right. Well,
you can send your complaints to worldviral.tv.
Retard, I believe.
So we've got Jesse and Chris from Jesse R.S. in the house.
What's
up,
fellas?
guys?
Not much,
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming down. I understand that you guys are about to hit the road, but first we got a big Summit Music Hall gig.
Yes, sir.
What's going on?
Excited about that. Yeah, we're playing Summit June 12th. Direct support for Birch Street.
Awesome.
So it'll be cool. And then I'm hitting the road the next day or the day after, possibly.
Later that week, yeah.
Where are you guys headed?
Go for it.
Hitting a couple spots over on the East Coast. We're stopping in Macon, Georgia, Wilmington, North Carolina, Charlotte, North Carolina, someplace near Asheville, North Carolina, Raleigh, and then heading down to South Carolina, and quick stop in Chattanooga for 2 days, and then Joplin, Missouri, and back.
Nice.
Super excited, like some of the bigger stages like we've been on.
Yeah,
So
and
Right,
for
yeah,
you, for
for
you
sure.
guys'
Almost
style,
all of
those got to be some pretty killer markets down around there.
Yeah.
I got a lot of friends that are down there in that, Nashville, Chattanooga, Virginia area,
Yeah.
and they definitely know how to throw it down well. So I'm sure you guys are
Get
having
'em
great
out.
shows for sure, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the band and how you guys came together with the current lineup.
So, hate to say it, we should probably come up with a cooler story, but it started off Craigslist.
Is it a Craigslist story?
Craigslist, dude.
It was.
We actually
It
hear that.
happens, dude.
We hear that a good amount, actually. So don't worry, it's all good. It's still cool, man.
It's kind of, especially, actually, he was the first Craigslist one, and they responded, and we hit it off, and actually tell that part of your story.
Well, you'd been writing the songs for years, so you kind of had an acoustic thing going, and yeah, I found an ad on Craigslist. He was looking to take his acoustic songs and kind of fill them out with a full band and put it on the road and just kind of see where it goes. And I was looking for a kind of a startup, from the ground up sort of project. So I decided to see, where it would go as well. Came out here, and I think you found the original guitar player on Craigslist who introduced us to the drummer, who was a friend of his.
Mm-hmm.
So technically, you're the only Craigslist guy left, because now we have a really tight group, but it was all through friends.
Right.
Okay,
It's
right.
kind of an evolution of musicians.
The
Yeah.
first bass player, because he moved to the West Coast, he put us in touch with one of his friends, so now he's in it, and then the guitarist put us with the drummer, who's awesome. Unfortunately, none of them are here, but it's Sean Kiefer, Justin Woods, and now the latest addition is Gil Leva.
Leva. Yeah.
Cool. Right on.
Yeah.
So coming up in Denver, and there's so much indie rock and alt and stuff like that. I think what you guys are doing and what a group like Birch Street is doing. How do you guys feel that it was coming out of Denver with that kind of a sound, as opposed to kind of the hipster shit that you hear in the High Dive every single night? I mean, obviously, you got to kind of recruit a different fan base.
Right.
Yeah, we definitely. I feel like we all have. A lot of bands do. We all have pretty broad. we all like almost everything, but there's every single one of us are really in love with a certain type, and so it kind of bridges a lot of gaps. And yeah, it's definitely not too poppy and hipsterish. It's especially the way it's going now. It's kind of a little more jam.
A little bit, yeah. We've kind of always had in the back of our mind we wanted to try to do something to set us apart from all the other bands. Although many bands say that it's kind of one of those things you want to define yourself as something unique. You know, the few bands that actually do are the ones that are successful. So that's what we're trying to do, and you know, it's a process. But you know, we try to bring in different types of instrumentation, different you know, folk instruments or styles, and kind of mold that together. Because our bass player is big into bluegrass and jam band type stuff. You know, me and the drummer, we listen to a lot of like 80s synth pop, but I'm a big Dave Matthews fan. Most of the guys in the band are. You know, bands like Fish and
you
know, Railroad Earth and
I mean,
Lettuce
in
and
Colorado's
Motet,
got
yeah.
a really good scene.
They do,
for
yeah.
sure.
So we draw a lot of influence from that, but we also try to kind of bring in our own sort of things. You know, I grew up on the East Coast. You know, our drummer grew up in the Midwest, so you know, kind of different scenes in the different areas that we've been in. So
it's a little tough because it's not super like in right now as far as like getting radio play and stuff like that.
Right. I hear you. I play in a ska band. That's right now.
See, I love that shit though, and hopefully, you know, hopefully people will appreciate it enough.
That's where some really kick-ass band like songs and musicians and bands come from anyway, is the not so mainstream that actually set the precedent and take it to the next level for everybody anyway.
Yeah.
I know that Tim has been excited and has mentioned you guys many a times because I know he definitely enjoys your music, as I mentioned. So
Well, it's the bands and you know that are you know, I preach all the time about pursuing the passions, you know, but it's the bands that actually do that are the bands that stand out. And
Right.
The bands that are gonna be able to hit the road and actually be remembered by the people they play for.
Thanks, guys.
You
Yeah,
know?
yeah. Like some of the stuff when he would first, because he's so talented and can play almost anything, and if he can't, he'll learn it pretty quickly and master it fairly quickly. And some of the stuff he would bring, sometimes I'd be like, "Oh, dude, we don't need a penny whistle in that song in particular." And then he plays it, and it's like it's so perfect and awesome. I love it, and then. Yeah.
You just kind of work on it.
he had his doubts when I was driving cross country to get here to kind of flesh things out and see what was going to happen. We were on the phone. I think I was throwing some
So
ideas.
did you
off
move
of him.
out here to join this band?
I did, yeah.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, no, I was living in Atlanta at the time. I was trying to kind of upstart a solo sort of thing, and I was looking for a group to play in. And Atlanta's such a big city, and they've got such diverse kind of musical landscape there that I never really quite found my niche, or you know, a group or even a couple of musicians to kind of piggyback with. And you know, I found his ad, so I figured, you know, if I'm going to try and do this, I may as well try now. And so yeah, I was driving out here from Atlanta to be a part of this and bouncing some ideas off of him, and I could kind of hear in his voice like he's driving all the way out here, so I think he kind of felt guilty, so he wasn't going to shoot down my ideas on the spot. Yeah, I was putting so many miles behind me, but it seems to have worked out.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's some dedication, man. Jesus.
What got him? What happened was like I'd tried Craigslist before, you know, and we're just meeting people, and everybody's so flaky. I mean, as musicians, we kind of are, and we put something together and never could even get anything full. So I wound up I recorded 3 songs. I wrote and played all the parts and recorded them in my living room, and then went and had them mixed and mastered at a really nice place, and then put that out on iTunes and everything. So like people could be excited about it and then know they're joining something that's actually real, and it's not just like, hey, you want to come get together and play in my garage and hopefully something will go somewhere.
Yeah,
right.
Sure does.
I had to wade through a lot of those.
Yeah, that's just
So you have other members, like obviously that you said they couldn't be here, and you guys kind of met them through everybody. Have you found the gelling happen really well? Because I know that Tim always preaches about how hard it is to be on the road, and I can only imagine if you're going kind of with some guys that you haven't been from back in the day in a way, that'd be kind of a different mix to kind of be around.
Yeah. It I mean, it's been happening. Like we said, the latest addition to our group is our lead guitar player, and he's played a couple of shows with us now, and it was kind of a bit of a godsend because we spent a long time looking for a new lead guitar player, and we're really looking forward to get back on the road, because one of the great things that happened last year when we were on the road, having only been together for about 3 or 4 months before we hit the road last year, when we got back, we felt more, kind of in touch with each other than we had before. Then not just musically, but we all is kind of like a bunch of old friends, driving around, hanging out, as
You had
opposed
some
to
memories together at that point.
Yeah, some that we can share with the others that we're not going to. But
First one we were all cramped in his truck too, and this time we're hopefully about to get a pretty cool little RV bus, and
Nice.
it'll be so much better and more fun.
Cool.
Very
So
good.
where's the best place to check out the tunes?
we got a website, www.jessersmusic.com. There's a media section there with our entire album is streaming there
Okay.
for free. You can find it. Handful of videos on our YouTube channel. The extension for YouTube will be Jesse R.S. Music again. And besides that, just coming out to the show, because a lot of the stuff you're going to hear recorded, evolves and changes, and the live product's usually a little more exciting. And we try to throw a couple of different things in there, curveball here and there.
For sure.
Cool.
We
That's how all the good bands do it anyway, right?
Yeah.
we have 3 of the songs on iTunes and all that, everything else.
Yeah, all the digital
all that
platforms.
stuff. But we're toying with the idea of redoing this last album, the one that is up there, because it was a little rushed, and that's why we haven't really published it yet. We're there's definitely some things that we've grown on in
Okay.
the songs, and we kind of maybe want to switch those around. But
Very
right
cool.
now
Right
they're
on.
all up there.
It's
All
exciting.
right. Well, Jesse R.S. catch him next Friday, June 12th at the Summit Music Hall with our good buddies Birch Street. Thank you guys so
Always
much
up.
for coming down.
Thanks.
Thanks so much for having us, guys.
All right.
Definitely.
We will see you guys next time. This is Music Buzz Live Radio. Stick around.
Okay, so it has been approved that we can say the fuck word.
Yeah, you just did.
Okay.
All of the United States is looking to Denver, Colorado to see what is cool. It used to be maybe California back in the day, or maybe New York early along, but now everybody's really looking to Denver, Colorado to figure out what is cool. And when you get accepted by Colorado as cool, well, then it just spills over to the rest of the world.
You have to see the vision for this area on South Broadway. This area, 5 years from now, is going to look very different than it looks right now.
Right.
I'm not supposed to film me giving my tools of the trades like I
Tools of the trade?
Yeah.
Separate segments?
Separate segments when you do it. Always ID yourself. Say,
Hey, this is Bubba Sparks, baby, and you're watching World Viral TV. You better know about it.
World Viral.
Put them down and online until they all sound and it's